8 types of humor that have influenced TV series. Surreal humor. Surreal humor stands out for its approach that defies logic and everyday reality, plunging the viewer into absurd and bizarre scenarios. A notable example in film is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where completely unrealistic situations, such as a knight who continues to fight despite losing all his limbs, create a type of comedy that bewilders as much as it amuses. This comedic style originates from the 20th century Surrealism movement, which challenged conventions to explore mental chaos and irrationality. In surreal humor, everyday expectations are broken by creating an alternative reality dominated by the absurd, meme-based humor. This type of humor thrives on the widespread distribution and replicability of memes on the internet. An example is the distracted boyfriend meme, where a man turns to look at another woman while holding his girlfriend's hand, exaggeratedly illustrating human distraction. This quickly becomes humorous content shareable on platforms like Reddit and Instagram. Memes, in their essence, are not just vehicles for quick laughs, but often serve as social commentary reflecting current trends, concerns, and cultural idiosyncrasies. Their ability to evolve and adapt makes them particularly effective in capturing and spreading new forms of humor and social critique. What is the most iconic meme you remember? Write it in the comments. Political satirical humor. It utilizes satire to critique and analyze politics, often through exaggeration and imitation of events and public figures. Saturday Night Live in the United States employs this style to comment on current politics, such as satirizing presidential elections or political debates, blending entertainment with social critique. Political satirical humor, in its role as an outlet for venting and critique, provides a unique space for the audience to reflect on complex and sensitive issues in a more accessible and digestible manner. Modern political satire, the heir to the humor of medieval jesters, used to express uncomfortable truths to rulers, acts as a democratic tool that challenges power. Metalinguistic humor. This style of humor plays with language itself, creating comedy through linguistic ambiguities, puns, or misunderstandings. An example is Groucho Marx, whose quips and rapid wordplay create a dialogue full of ambiguities and double entendres that confuse and amuse the listener. Metalinguistic humor is highly valued in literary and academic contexts because its clever plays with words. This type of humor demonstrates how the language we use every day can be arbitrary and full of oddities. Situational humor. Emerging from everyday circumstances, this humor relies on characters' exaggerated reactions to ordinarily mundane situations. The Office in the United States is a perfect example, where the everyday work environment becomes an incessant source of comedic situations that exploit the unique personalities of characters like Michael Scott. This humor, a staple in comedy, exaggerates everyday situations to universally reflect human follies, allowing viewers to identify with and detach from their own frustrations. Self-deprecating humor. Characterized by self-mockery, this style allows comedians to laugh at themselves, showcasing an awareness of their own imperfections. Ellen DeGeneres often uses this style on her talk show, poking fun at her quirks or embarrassing situations she has found herself in. This humorous style, rooted in comedic tradition as a defense mechanism, makes the comedian more approachable and human. Self-depreciation creates an emotional bond between the audience and performer, bringing them closer through recognition of human imperfections. Anachronistic humor. This humor is based on placing elements from one era into temporally inappropriate contexts, creating comedic contrasts. Back to the Future is a prime example, where Marty McFly finds himself in the 1950s with a skateboard and his knowledge of 1980s pop culture, generating a series of comedic situations based on the temporal contrast. Anachronistic humor, besides being entertaining, offers a reflection on the repetitiveness of fashions and trends, showing us some aspects of human culture are universal and timeless, even in unusual contexts. Nerd or geek humor. This type of humor stands out for its ability to reference niche concepts and cultures, such as those related to science, technology, or video games. The Big Bang Theory is filled with nerd references, where characters like Sheldon Cooper make jokes ranging from quantum physics to Star Trek. This type of humor has gained significant popularity in recent years, reflecting a cultural shift where once marginalized subcultures have become mainstream. Precise references and nerd jokes not only generate laughs, but also celebrate intelligence, making nerd humor a tool for social inclusion for enthusiasts. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.